When people say the phrase, "it's just sports," they don't know what they're talking about. Yes, sports is just a way to distract us from our everyday lives, but when sports are done right, they have the means to change the world, and the athletes who play those sports can inspire. I'm Michael from Fan Eye Sports, and this is the Inspirational Athlete Series. This week's Inspirational Athlete is Michael Vick. Played 13 seasons in the NFL and is remembered for his tenure with the Atlanta Falcons and his comeback stint where he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. Given all the controversy Vick was in, you might be scratching your head at this choice, but when one looks at Vick's life, they can consider him an inspirational athlete. Michael Vick was born in Newport News, Virginia. Both his mother Brenda Vick and his father Michael Brody were teenagers when they had Vick. Although the pair worked tirelessly to support the family still lived in a project called the Ridley Circle Homes, which was a crime-ridden neighborhood. Since Bodie worked long hours, Brenda was the one primarily responsible for raising the family, and the children believed that she was such a good mother that they chose to take on her last name. His father was not out of the picture completely though, as he introduced Vick to football at an early age. Vick tore up the high school football scene. Known for his cannon arm and quick feet, Vick became a Warwick High School football legend. Vick's football journey took him to Virginia Tech. His freshman year in 1999 was especially impressive. Vick led Virginia Tech's football program to an 11-0 record before the Sugar Bowl loss to Florida, and Vick also had a 180.4 passer rating and was third in Heisman Trophy voting. He then played one more year at Virginia Tech. Vick continued to add to his impressive resume when he was drafted first overall by the Atlanta Falcons, becoming the first ever African-American quarterback to be drafted first overall. He then proceeded to lay waste to the league during his time as an Atlanta Falcon. In his first full year as the Falcons starting quarterback in 2002, Vick had become a Pro Bowler. This was in spite of his less than talented wide receiving core that featured the likes of Brian Finnerman, a 33-year-old Sean Jefferson, and Trevor Gaylor. Fun fact, none of these receivers ever averaged 1,000 yards or more in a season with or without Vick. Vick also again became a Pro Bowler in 2004 after coming back from an injury, and then subsequently became a Pro Bowler the following season. Then in 2006, Vick became the first ever quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards, and had his Falcons had a better record than 7-9 in the 2006 season, then Vick definitely could have been a 2006 Pro Bowler. However, just as things were turning sweet for Michael Vick, that's when things started to go sour. He was in controversy after controversy. This included him telling the Saints fans they were number one during the Falcons' loss to the Saints in the 2006 season. Although controversies haunted Michael Vick, his on-field play overshadowed his off-field antics. With that being said, those antics finally caught up to him. In April of 2007, an investigation on Vick's cousin Devon led to the police finding a property owned by Vick that was used as a venue for dogfighting. Michael Vick was indicted, and after months of investigations, Vick pled guilty to his role in the Bad News Kennels dogfighting scandal. Vick was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, and in addition to that, Vick was also barred from the NFL, which he was reinstated in after 2 years, had to give back $20 million of his signing bonuses, and his reputation was justifiably tarnished. This effectively left Michael Vick in a bad way financially, as with no income, as well as previous bad spending habits and numerous debts, Vick had no choice but to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. With all of that, Vick could have very well crumbled under the weight of his problems. However, Vick turned his life around. Mentored by legendary football coach Tony Dungy, Vick would begin the path to redemption. Vick would keep himself in shape and was let out of jail after 18 months. Eventually, Vick would be given a one-year, $1.6 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. There was also a second-year option worth $5 million in his second year. Vick made the most out of his opportunity. In the first year with the Eagles during the 2009 season, Vick played as a backup sparingly, but kept his reputation clean. Vick then got his career on track at the start of the 2010 season. This is when then Eagles franchise quarterback Donovan McNabb was traded to the Redskins in the 2010 offseason, and during the Eagles' Week 1 game versus the Packers, Kevin Kolb was concussed. This led to Vick getting a shot, and he made the most out of it. During the 2010 season, Vick would go on to pass for 3,018 yards, had 21 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, rushed for 676 yards at 6.8 yards a carry, and have 9 rushing touchdowns. He also led the Eagles to the playoffs, and in addition to that, Vick made the Pro Bowl once again and was named the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year and won the Burt Bell Award. In the following years during his career, Vick proceeded to pay off all his debts, and depending on whatever site you go to, Vick currently has an estimated net worth anywhere between $15 to $16 million. To me, Michael Vick's story was already inspiring before the dogfighting scandal, but it's what he did after the dogfighting scandal that inspires me the most. Look, what Michael Vick did was absolutely inexcusable, and he needed to serve his time. However, we have to remember why jail was created in the first place. Surely, if everyone who was a convict was beyond redemption, then the expensive measure of prison would not be created. Prison was created for one purpose, and that was to reform people. This is a concept that many people, including myself, struggle with. I'm not even saying that jails are the best way to reform bad people. I'm not even saying all bad people can be reformed or even should be let out of jail. But what I am saying is that jail worked to reform Michael Vick, and that should be recognized as battling adversity. According to a study done by the US Department of Justice, in 2005, almost 68% of convicts who were released that year were eventually rearrested. By those numbers, Michael Vick had a 68% chance of being in trouble again with the law. You can even make the argument that because of Michael Vick's financial issues, he could have benefited from doing illegal activity. However, Michael Vick battled financial hardships as well as the pressures that comes with being disgraced to re-inspire those he's previously let down. That is why Michael Vick is an inspirational athlete. Do you think Michael Vick is an inspirational athlete? Do you think he's not an inspirational athlete? Is there an athlete that you think should be recognized? Please leave a comment below. To find the articles this series is based on, you can go here. I'm Michael for Fan Eye Sports, and until next time, I'll see you soon.